This video does contain spoilers for The Boys Season 5 Episode 6, so if you've not watched that episode yet, I would recommend clicking off this video. Now, as we all know, at the end of this episode, Homelander has taken V1. He got his hands on it, and he has injected it into himself. He has V1 now. Soldier Boy stole it from Bombsight and just handed it to Homelander. Pretty much just gave it to him. Free pass. For those of you that don't know, V1 basically makes you live forever. That's why Soldier Boy is still so young and Bombsight's still so young, because they took V1. Everyone on the 7 and pretty much every other soup in the world took normal compound V, meaning they will not live forever, but they get superpowers, including Homelander. But now, Homelander has V1 as well, which means theoretically he should live forever. So far, the only soup that we know who has V1 that has died is Stormfront. Now, this was obviously thanks to the help of Ryan, who chopped her up with his laser vision. Then when she was actually on her deathbed, she technically killed herself because she bit her own tongue out. We did also have a soup that lost their V1 powers, which was Bombsight, because he asked Soldier Boy to do his chest blast, which actually took away his immortality, making Bombsight mortal. That only gives me around 3 or 4 ways that they could actually still stop Homelander, and let me explain. Now, this one might be out of the question because it seems like Soldier Boy and Homelander aren't really enemies anymore, as he literally gave him V1, but obviously Soldier Boy's chest blast would still do the trick. I also thought it was really interesting that for the first time in this entire show, Sage was not 5 steps ahead like she always is. Her whole plan was to pin Soldier Boy and Homelander against each other, and that backfired, and it did not work. And she was just as confused as we all were. For being the smartest person in the world feels kind of weird, and I almost feel like she has something else up her sleeve that she's just not revealing. This third one might be far-fetched, but I kind of have a feeling that V1 and Compound V mixed together like Homelander isn't going to work well. I almost feel like Homelander's going to suffer from it, and he's going to end up offing himself, kind of like Stormfront did. Because like I mentioned earlier, she's the only one with V1 who's actually died, and that's the reason why. My fourth and final theory is probably my favorite. I'm sure you remember when Soldier Boy did chest blast Bombsight, removing the V1 from him. It is so important to note that Bombsight actually had the V1 on him when Soldier Boy chest blasted him. Meaning that in theory, Soldier Boy's chest blast would have taken away the effects of the V1 that Homelander took. Meaning that Homelander doesn't actually have V1 in his system right now, and he's not really immortal. But it doesn't really explain the way that Homelander was tweaking at the end of the episode, but I think it's still a good theory. Of course, let me know what you guys think about these theories, and as always, thank you so much for watching.